Hello everyone and welcome back to Covetous Imp Gaming. Today I want to talk about something that I refer to as session 0.5. If you like what I talk about in this video, please hit the like button and leave me a comment below about the things that you like about this idea of play. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're alerted to our future content, and check us out over on Facebook and Patreon. Those links are down below. I've said in previous videos that it's very important when you start a campaign, whether it's a homebrew world or a pre-written campaign, that you know where it's going to begin and where it's going to end. So I recently did my session 0 for my new campaign, and I had people make their characters, and we kind of went over my homebrew world and what different locations were like, and based on what they were playing for a race, and what they kind of wanted their background and their character's backstory to be like, and what I had introduced as locales in the world. Everybody figured out where they were going to be from, and we came together as a one-on-one in their 0.5 and had a one-on-one that brought them from wherever they were from to where the campaign was going to begin. So this kind of one-on-one idea gives your characters and their players the opportunity to have a secret that nobody in the party knows. And while I use Discord even mid-session when I'm playing in person to kind of convey or get a message from a player, hey, I want to do this sneaky on the sly, it gives them the opportunity to lay the groundwork for some secret that they're trying to keep from everybody else. It also gives you the power to lay the groundwork for some sort of drama to happen, either where they're from or on their path to where the actual adventure is going to begin. And they'll be the only one that knows that this event happened, and so they'll have a reason to go back to it, but at the same time, they'll be the one that has the knowledge of this is what's going on here. It puts that player in the spotlight, even if it's just for a moment, to be able to explain to the party the drama that's happening in a certain location in the world. So I really enjoy the idea of people having secrets that they kind of keep tucked away from the rest of the party. And at the same time, that one-on-one really gives you the opportunity to flesh out and fill in any gaps in the story with people that you have already planned on having in the world. Furthermore, giving your player that information of events happening gives them the desire to go back, and it's hard for something like a paladin or something to see an evil action happen and to have to turn their back on it and say, I can't deal with this right now because I'm not strong enough. But it's going to be burned into their head, that event, and the desire to get back to that, to fix it, is going to be ever present through the campaign. So the first thing this is going to bring is that inner party conflict, that as someone's backstory comes to light and starts to ooze out into the present, maybe it disgusts another character at the table, the things that they were capable of doing in the past, and it causes people to look at one another in a different light. And as those secrets come to the surface, it changes the party dynamic just a little bit. The second thing is it puts a lot of weight on your character. You want the character and the player to be one. You want them to matter. If a player doesn't connect with their character, and I saw this happen a lot in Tomb of Annihilation, where the player and the character weren't in sync and they didn't have a backstory and they just kind of wanted to show up and play at that point. You want them to feel like they're part of your living, breathing world, and they're a living, breathing part of your living, breathing world. Where the times in Tomb of Annihilation, when somebody was on their third or fourth character because they couldn't just resurrect people, people kind of frowned on that. It's just, oh, here's my new character, like I'm just waiting to die again. And that takes the fun out of the game, because it's not Sir so-and-so showing up to the table. It's just Bill that showed up to the table. And the last thing is, if you're developing this world from scratch and you have a map made and you can say, okay, this is a good place for you to be from, then And it's not developed yet. It gives you the opportunity to develop that part of your world while you're just kind of going through things with one of your players. So there's a lot of different ways to start a campaign, and I think that there's nothing wrong with starting in a tavern, starting with a Summons from the King, or even starting in media res, where you start with the conflict is in the forefront right from session one. All those things are valuable and great in their own way. I wanted to try something new, and so far it seems like it's working out great. The other one I want to bring up is Curse of Strahd, and I think Curse of Strahd is one of the ones that really takes all of this and throws it in the garbage, because your characters could have the richest backstory, the most involved 19-page, look at all the things that my character's done before I got to here, and it all gets crumpled up into a ball and thrown in the garbage because your character is swept away to Barovia, where none of that backstory is going to matter. You're never going to bump into your old nemesis. None of that stuff is going to be there in Barovia, unless your DM pulls those things through the rift with you. And ultimately, your reason for being in Curse of Strahd is survival and being there to be there and make Barovia a better place, as opposed to having your backstory really impact who you are. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about session 0.5s. For me, it was a great way to develop the world a little bit more. It forced me to improv a ton of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I thought it was only going to take a half an hour to 45 minutes per person, and pretty much all of them ended up taking me about 2 hours each. It was great to see my players invested in the world itself, and at the same time in the things that were happening in the world that were just out of their reach for now. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. World building is a topic that I could talk about all day, every day. Thanks for watching. We appreciate all the support, and we'll see you again next week.